Welcome back to Daily Balance. We're joined again by Lori Dvorak and Joel Lucibello, and we're talking about hidden business opportunities that bring dollars, especially during a difficult economy. How do you balance your life during this difficult economy? So, Joel, you were talking earlier, and you were saying that pretty much anyone can do this, and you say that with great confidence. What do you mean by that?
Well, as far as having your own business goes, you don't necessarily have to have a product that you have to go out and develop and spend all kinds of money to develop. You can sell a service, and if you sell a service, it gives you the opportunity to do like web design or greeting cards or any kind of a service like that where you're going out and you're a business-to-business type service. All it takes is the ability to call up businesses on the phone, and that's the great thing about my background is it taught me how to call up businesses and sort of set up appointments or sell them right over the phone, because that's free and you don't have to go out and spend all kinds of money on advertising. You just call up companies out of the phone book or out of a business directory, set up an appointment and go talk to them about your product or service, and that's one of the ways that you can start a business without any money down. It's just calling up and doing
as far as like residual income, how does that work for people?
Well, the thing about owning your own business is there's no paycheck. It's commission only.
It's sounding good, Joel, what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, and residual income, and I can pretty much almost find a way to create residual income with any business. I met a guy at a networking event that actually washed cars, and he'd go out every month and get new business. And I told him, why don't you make a monthly residual package that you give out to people where they get a discount if they commit to a certain amount per month, and then you come show up at their business and wash their car every single month. That builds a monthly residual that you can now count on like a paycheck. And that's what I did with my business. I said, why go out and sell applications for thousands of dollars up front when you can just lease it for a few $100s a month or whatever the package may be.
Right.
And then you go out and you get 100 people giving you $200 a month, and you now have a paycheck whether you come to work or not. And that's the power of residual income.
Well, that's brilliant. And so you've mastered that. I'm very, very glad the information that you shared with the audience today. How many of you benefited greatly from everything that was shared? That was great. Very glad, very glad. And Lori, I wanted to also make sure that everyone got a chance to hear two more things from you about what are some bullet points that you would like to leave us with today?
Well, one of the things that I think is so important for people to have a vision of where they want to go. And at any point in their business, it can be at startup, any level, like 3 years in, 5 years, 10 years, you need to revisit your vision periodically, because 5 years down the line, okay, where do you go from there? You got to think 5 years out and the next step from there. But write it down and think more, dream. This is what I dream it to be. And if you could use somebody like myself, like a coach, to help you make that happen, we could go through the SOAR steps, we could really activate it. And the second thing is, no matter what your plan is, every day you get up, write down that goal of what do I have to do today to go towards my vision, so that you stay on task with it and focused all the time.
Excellent. Those are great coaching tips. If you need a coach, you've already heard Lori Dvorak is willing to be your coach. If you have no excuses at all to be able to start a business in this difficult economy and even get coached through the process. Lori Dvorak has already offered her services, and you can reach her at www.envision4.com, which is INVISION, the number 4.com, to be able to reach Lori Dvorak. And also, if you're interested in learning more about how to start your own coaching business, then she can even coach you on that. So you have no excuses. If you're my listening audience and here in the studio, you are welcome to be able to start your own business during a difficult economy. And both you, Joel, and you, Lori, I'm very honored to have you as my guest, and I know you've been extremely successful in your own business endeavors. Are there any closing points that you want to share with the listening audience at all? Anything else you want to share today?
Well, the only thing I would say is that with the economy the way it is, now is the time to get aggressive when it comes to marketing. I wouldn't say to back down and not do anything when it comes to marketing. And as far as what I do, the web is probably the cheapest form of advertising there is. When you compare it to yellow page advertising or any kind of other advertising that you do, the power of what you can get out of a website in this economy can save you time, save you money, and sort of help you facilitate a portion of your business through the site.
And so I know, even though technically speaking, if other people wanted to do a website design company, then that would pseudo be your competition. But you could teach them how to do the basics of building a website from scratch, right? You could do something like that. And since you're my personal website designer, then I know you'll be willing to do that for all of you viewing audience members out there that would be interested. And he's at www.agenity.com. So Lori, this whole coaching process, some people out there are really afraid of coaching. What does that entail?
Well, what I try to explain about the coaching process, some people, like if you might have kids and that, and they had a coach when they were in soccer league, or a coach does the same thing. Is more of a cheerleader. They guide you, they give you ideas, and together you work towards a vision, your goals, or whatever that you want to achieve. I do a lot of my coaching by phone. I work with people all over the country and in Canada. So I work by phone because you work on your communication skills and your listening skills, which is good for the person to be developing that. I also go in to the businesses and meet right there at their business place to look at, well, the employees, the staff, how they work and how everything meshes together or doesn't mesh together, which might be causing some problems with the company. So there's two ways that you can do it. But the coaching itself is a process, and it needs to be consistent. To try to call and talk to a coach for just one session, don't think that you're going to get everything accomplished. You do have to establish a trust and a relationship and develop that. And I have many of my clients, have been with me for a while, and sometimes they pull back a little bit, and then they come back and kind of reactivate with me. Hey, I've got a new situation came up. And I think if you have a really good trusting relationship with your coach, which means you really need to shop around for somebody you have that comfort level with. Because you need to be relaxed, and when you're on the phone or in person with them, really get to the heart of what a problem is or a situation, and have them help you work that through so you can move on and achieve the goals that you want.
So if you're at home and you know that you need a coach to be able to help you be able to make it through the difficult economy and figure out how to have a hidden business opportunity that's going to bring